What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Listen, man, today is just crazy. Cause why? Like I was just watching a crazy video. Like I didn't record it. I was just watching it, and it was like terrible. I had to turn it off. It was some absolute nonsense. But today we have another video from that brother 40 Shams. Shout out to that boy 40 Shams, man. The title says the fake luxury epidemic. Is like everything is getting out of hand lately. It's like the older it's like the older the generation get, it's like the worse they get. They don't improve at all. It is sad to see such a thing, but we're gonna get into the video. Uh, Shout out to people I've been showing up to the videos actually. But let's get into it. Shout out by the 40 Shams. Let's go.
Jordan Luca pea stained jeans, $800.
You see now the video just started and I'm paused. We 4 seconds in and I have to pause just for me to talk my shit. Why is a pea stained pants $400? Because you gotta understand the psyche of the people in the society now is bigger. Tell you what it is, it's becoming like so crazy that they would spend their money on anything just because it looks good. Remember that. Just because it looks good, that doesn't mean it is good. Because everything that looks good is not always good. But it there reminds they feel like it is good. That's a sad story right there.
Balenciaga towel skirt, $925. Balenciaga trash bag pouch, $2,400. A trash bag. A trash bag. Louis Vuitton airplane bag, $60,000. 60,000, like the same amount you pay for a car. And no, for anyone wondering, this isn't like a bag that transforms into an airplane and takes you from point A to point B. This is just a bag, like you hold it in your hand, like a regular bag. Supreme brick, $800. Bro, I'm gonna make my own brick. I'll make my own brick from scratch, bro. You know, I remember a time when the things I considered high fashion were Jordans. We all knew that kid in middle school who
And the crazy thing is that a lot of the things they would sell for thousands of dollars, you literally have it at home. You could make it on your own. The reason why it's that expensive is the name. The material, they probably barely spend money on it. Barely. But the fact they stem that the name on it, that's why it sells for a lot of money. And the more people realize that, I think the less people will give into the fuckery these people trying to sell to you.
always had the newest Jordans. He had the whole Jordan fit. He had the Nike Tex, all that. Well, unfortunately, that wasn't me. My parents not only couldn't afford the Jordans, but even if they could, they probably wouldn't have got it for me. To them, it just didn't make any sense why a 14-year-old kid should be wearing like $200-300 shoes. And that's why I don't find it crazy when I see parents doing stuff like this.
Let me put you mommies on to something, especially with the ones that have a bunch of kids like me. These shoes were $17 at Walmart. These iron-on patches for a 12-pack, I believe it is only $9 on eBay. Then cloth.
Yeah, she using the.
You have to be very careful because it is plastic. It is cheaper plastic. So if this heat touches this plastic around it, it will melt it. Because if you have to buy another one and redo it, that's when it gets expensive. That's when it gets like the same price that you would buy that for like the actual Nike. Not sticking like it should be. I'm gonna redo it.
Bang.
Yeah.
Oh shit, see that? And
The type of
and look at that, for a cheaper price, right? She have created something that looks like the original thing. It is crazy to me that people will not take the time and actually think outside the box, but then just spend money endlessly upon nonsense and foolishness that truly doesn't bring any value to them. It's just sad to me how foolish the human being is actually. Sad, actually.
clothes you wear and the brands and items you can afford can literally determine your social standing in school. Kids were literally getting bullied for wearing shoes that are damn near identical. A perfect example is the Shaqs.
Look at Shaq. These look like some Jordans. Look at this. From the distance, I thought these were Jordans.
And if you're not a sneakerhead, these are very similar in appearance to the Jordan 11's Gratitude.
Nah, G. Hey, come on, G. Nah, please, G. For me, please. Don't do it like that, man. Nah, I'll buy him the real ones, man. He can't wear the Shaq 11s. Oh man, she got on pitching.
It's because you're raising a generation that's so focused on material vanity, the materialistic things, when in all reality it doesn't hold no value. Because you wear this shit like 2, 3 times, it don't look the same no more. It doesn't. It's gone. The value of it is decreasing, right? So when you so hyper focus upon the materialistic things in the society, that's when people get bullied for no reason, just because they're not wearing what's popular, you know. And that's the thing. You raise kids to be so focused on the materialistic things that they never take care of the internal. So it's always external for them. But I need to dress good, but their mind's not right. I want to dress good, but their heart is not even pure. I want to dress good, but their soul is dirty and filthy, full with nonsense.
The Shaq 11s, dog.
What's the worst sneaker of all time?
That is, whoo, I gotta say the Shaqs, man. The Shaqs are pretty bad.
The Walmart Shacks?
Walmart Shaqs are pretty bad, bro. Like,
You started off with the shoes. I got picked on for wearing your shoes.
The competition and social hierarchy is something that even the kids have to deal with. And I don't know if you guys noticed in the previous clip when the mom said that the shoes are made out of a cheaper plastic.
You have to be very careful because it is plastic. It is cheaper plastic. So if this heat touches this plastic around it, it will melt it.
Yeah, a lot of times that isn't even the case. They literally use the same material. It's just that they have that logo which allows them to mark up the price.
And why you get picked on for wearing my shoes?
For one, the price.
Yeah, but it's the same leather.
I understand why it was that price. Because I had holes at the bottom.
Oh, no, you didn't. It's the same leather as everybody else.
Not that.
It's in the same factory. Would you like me to call the factory?
A lot of times these brand name shoes and these non-brand name shoes literally look exactly the
Understand when you buy things, and understand a lot of the things you would spend thousands of dollars upon, like clothes and shoes, the materialistic things. Understand that they are making it for like probably $10, $20, probably the most. So understand that they're making a large profit upon your head. And one thing that we haven't realized is that the Chinese, the Chinese they have cheap labor over there. And a lot of the things that you have, the Chinese created it. And they will say, oh, it came from China, so I mean it's fake. No, a lot of the things, the clothes you have, the shoes you have, it came from China. China created a majority of it. So what is your stand when you say, oh, it came from China, so I mean it's fake? Majority of it came from China. Right? When they take like $5 to make it, but you will pay 2, 3, 4, 5, 600, a couple $1,000s to pay for it. That's crazy.
same. The only thing that's missing is the logo. I've even had times when the non-brand shoes were better material. They literally were more durable. Do you know how many of us thought we were chopped growing up, but the whole time all these other kids just had a crazy advantage? They were getting the newest J's every season, every drop. Outfits cost hundreds of dollars. They had chains, jewelry, earrings. They were getting haircuts every single week. And it wasn't the baldy either. It was like a fresh haircut. They had the fade and everything, bro. I was a little kid who was wearing the Shaq shoes, not the ones with the Jordan sign, the ones that go like this with the guy dunking. Yeah, that was me. And one thing about it, I'll never be ashamed to admit that, especially because I came a long way since then. And as much as people like to clown Shaq and his shoes, he's done a lot of good for kids and their families who can't afford these other shoes. Not all families can afford to buy their young kids Jordans and other luxury brands that are costing hundreds if not thousands of dollars. And honestly, even the families that are buying them probably shouldn't be buying them if they were living according to their means.
My best story is I had a Reebok deal. 40 for 5. And I'm leaving the arena one day and this lady she's ripping me a new hat. You motherfuckers charging these babies all this money for the shoes. So I had like a 2,000 in my pocket. I was like, ma'am, I don't make the prices. Here you go. And she smacked the money in my hand. why don't you motherfuckers make a shoe that's affordable? And I thought about it. And I was like, you know what? She's right. So that day, cut ties with Reebok, started my own brand. Yeah, that day. So I started the Shaq brand. And I went to my favorite store, Walmart, and we did a deal. I met with the CEO of Walmart. I said, look, I want to be the #1 shoe seller of Walmart. I was in 95, and ever since 95, I've sold over 400 million pairs. Ours are $29.95, $19.95. But see, the secret is, I know us. It's not that we don't want to wear $20 shoes. We don't want to wear shoes that look like they cost $20. So I hired some designers. The Adidas got 3 stripes. My don't have 4.
Yeah, if you're hating on something like that, a movement like that, a cause like that, you're just a crappy human being. Unfortunately, kids these days don't have to deal with that anymore because these new generation of kids have a secret weapon, and it's called reps. So all of these high school kids in these videos are wearing designer outfits. Most of these shoes alone are $1,000 plus a pop, not including the shirts, the jackets, and the pants that all cost a couple $100s a pop. This is just an example of what some of the shoes they're wearing are going for. All of these shoes are like $1,000 plus. I see videos all over the internet of middle schoolers and high schoolers wearing outfits that are thousands of dollars. I mean, $1,000 Balenciaga shoes, V-Lone shirts, all types of designers, mixing and matching them. And then I was like, hold up. How are you going to school getting free government funded lunch and you're able to afford all these things? Something isn't adding up. All our parents can't be rich. And we can't all have that one drug dealing family member. But the whole time the secret was that they're rocking reps. There's a bunch of websites out there like this one where you can find these designer items for super cheap. Brief intermission. I'm trying to get to 100K subs, so I'd appreciate it if you like, comment, subscribe on this channel and on my reaction channel, 4D Shams Live. Also, join my Discord and follow me on Instagram. Love y'all. And now, I don't know if I gave you the wrong impression, but I'm totally not against this. Matter of fact, I might even be for it. Because if these kids want to buy these brands to look nice and feel confident, who am I to stop them? One thing about me, I'm for the...
But understand, if the reps are literally the real thing, it's coming from the same place. It's not that different. So if you buy reps and people try to make fun of you, tell them no, it's coming from the same place. It is literally the same thing you would pay more for. I'm just paying for it at a reasonable price. You know what I'm saying? So it's truly not all that different, bro. Trust me, not.
People. And besides the fact that these luxury brands and their creators don't like a certain demographic of people, if you know what I mean.
I think through this whole diversity and inclusion thing that they've become, trying to become like the Gap, everything to everybody. And I think just the definition of a brand is that you're not everything to everybody. You've got to be clear that you don't want certain customers coming in.
Yeah, besides stuff like that, they're also charging an arm and a leg for their items. I mean, they're paying cents on the dollar and then giving these items crazy markups.
This Birkin bag at Hermes Boutique will cost you 38,000 USD. But what is the real cost out of the factory? To finish one bag, the human resource cost will be 600 USD. A package, now this is not as expensive, it's 10 USD. So now to sum those up, the total cost will be 1,400 USD for one Birkin out of factory. But why Hermes will charge you 38,000 USD for one bag? That's because more than 90% of the price is paid for its logo.
And we're not even going to go into the brands that allegedly use child labor. And with all the recent tariffs that President Trump has been putting on other countries, for example, like China, a lot of these manufacturers are coming out and exposing these luxury brands.
Some say as long as there's a tag saying made in China, the bag can never be luxury. However, in fact, more than 80% of the luxury bags in the world are made in China. But those luxury brands just won't acknowledge that. They take almost finished bags from China factories back to their own countries and just do the repackaging and logo installing, something like that.
Yeah, so I don't know how else to put this, but y'all getting finesse, bruh.
That way, the bags will appear at their boutiques as made in Italy or made in France. You know, those sophisticated European countries, which make you feel mysterious, royal, and thus luxury. Now, close your eyes. Let's just do a little, very easy experiment in your head, okay? Imagine that you have Hermes bag and suddenly the label on it changed from made in France into made in China, while everything else like leathers, zippers, and hardware remain the same. Do you suddenly feel that your bag is not as luxury as before? If you do, that means you have been misled and poisoned by the market campaign of those luxury brands for too long. Welcome to the real world. Now you see, those bags are made in China by our intelligent and diligent Chinese artisans. Let's not be poisoned and misled by the market campaign any longer and be a real person. Buy a bag from our factory in China, see the real world for yourself.
And you know the crazy part is, You could technically make your own Birkin bag because according to this guy, the patent for the Birkin bag expired.
I know some of my viewers may point fingers at me and accuse me of making copies and something like intellectual property infringement. Let me just explain to you again. These classic designs have been on market for many decades. So the patent of their appearance have already been expired, which means now anyone can make exactly the same looking bags without breaking any law.
So if y'all got some money lying around and y'all want to come up with a new bag called the Yerkin or the Sirkin, the Durkin, Zirkin, whatever you want to name it, bruh, go ahead and do that, bruh. I might even buy one. And this same design pattern is how we got the Walmart Birkin bag. If you didn't hear, Walmart came out with their own version of the Birkin bag and it had the 1%ers furious. So you mean to tell me that I had to pay thousands of dollars for this bag and then these low-life peasants are also wearing it? And you know what the saddest part about this whole situation is? There's gonna be people who watch this video all the way through. They're gonna get to the end and they're still gonna decide to splurge on designer and high-end luxury. Even if sometimes
because they just foolish people. Let them spend their money. Oh, trust me. Let them spend their money. Because if I was the company, I would have take it too. Trust me.
it's not a smart financial decision, even if they don't necessarily want it or like it, but want to use it as a status symbol over other people. For example,
bro, what the hell you got on, boy? Bro, stop with all that hating ass shit, bro. That shit is not it, bro. This shit is $700, bro. This is Marnie. You pay $700 for that designer. Shit? Like a big ass Angry Bird. Bro, this shit's $700, bro. You need to return that shit, man. Don't know about Marnie.
Walk me through your fits. Tell me how much everything costs.
Yuri sports sample that I've been working on. Yuri 5-stripe denims. Balenciaga Tyrexes.
Cartier frames. Alexander, great guy. Chrome chain. Yuri pants, the most important part of the fit. Dolce bag. Balenciaga shoes.
Just like some sport shades, sport top, Yuri underwears, drop crotch shorts, Isabel Marant sneakers.
Got Bassy case on top, Balenciaga, thrifted, Yuri sample, bunny boots.
Believe it or not, even though they look homeless, their outfits retail for thousands of dollars. And even while knowing that the manufacturer paid less than 1/10 of the price to get it made, they're still gonna splurge. When I think about all those things, videos like this make me so disappointed.
It's Mr. Extraordinaire Louis. You know what I'm saying? Holiday, holiday. We do $40,000 in Louis Vuitton today. Really 45, but we ain't gonna count the extras. Extraordinaire. I expect to be walking pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? When you start buying these right here, I got the purple one on the way. Purple on the way. Purple on the way. Now I see y'all Friday with the purple, man. That'd be $55,000. You know what I'm saying? Ho, 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 Merry Christmas. Louis V, it's me.
Bro is flexing getting finessed, man. It's a sad world we live in. I've never seen someone that proud to get finessed. And the thing is, these huge designer brands understand human psychology. They play all types of tricks to get you to make that purchase. Whether it's buttering you up, giving you a little glass of champagne, making you a VIP guest, which only means you're gonna spend more money with them. Humans are just too gullible. And I think one of the things that these designer brands do the best is reverse psychology.
Excuse me, how much is this bag? Oh yes, that would be $3,000. $3,000 for a bag? Yeah, I think I'm good on that. It is our best seller, but it sounds like it's too much for you to afford. Why don't you just go to Walmart to find a bag? What? You know what? I'll take the bag and I'll take a wallet too. Great, I'll take your register 3.
Luxury brands, they have two types of clothing. They have the clothing that they make for the rich people and they have the clothing made for the poor people. It's the poor people that make the brand famous because they're walking around the mall with the logo of the brand. But it's the rich people who actually use that brand for the quality of the brand and not for showing that I'm wearing this brand. People who show off extra, who are always showing cars and probably they're renting the cars, I don't know. But these people have insecurity because they don't have money. They want to show that they do have money.
Now don't get me wrong, if you got it and you're making purchases that make sense, then go ahead and do what you want to do, buy what you want to buy. But there are people out here who are living check to check just because they can't control their finances. They want to maintain a certain image.
You know, and that's the thing with people, you know. Some people like, let's say for instance, somebody who never had it before, who was never well off, never born rich. And then they start making a certain amount of money. So now they feel like, you know, I have this money and I don't have that much responsibility. I don't have a kid, I don't have a house, or I don't have to pay mortgage, I don't have to pay rent. So that money they take it and they splurge it endlessly, buying this food, buying this clothes and shoes, and spending it upon things that has no value, that will never truly help them move forward in life, right? So, and that's the thing is like, you have to come to the conclusion and realize, okay, well, why am I spending my money on these things? What is it doing for me? That is the question you're supposed to be asking yourself. And a lot of times you're gonna realize, well, you're spending your money on bullshit, and it's truly not all that serious. Trust me, it's not.
Keep up certain appearances, and they end up going broke trying to look rich. Rappers are a perfect example of this. So many of them are so caught up in this flashy lifestyle, so hung up on looking rich, you know, the chains, the cars, the diamonds, that they end up spending all their earnings. It doesn't matter if you're making $10 million a year if you're spending $9,999,999. All you're gonna be left with is $1. A little while ago, there was a clip going around where Summer Walker basically exposed herself for buying fake designer.
Motherfuckers say a price, you always say a lower price. Like, motherfucker, like, man, I want 400 for these, man. Like, 150 right now. And then, like, you know what I'm talking about, like, try them. Like, that's like you always try their ass. You don't never
The
just.
thing is, I don't mind if they fake. You know I buy fake shit, don't you?
Now, I know that was probably embarrassing for her, and I definitely saw some people giving her a hard time over that. But me personally, I'm proud because we all know she's got the money. All I see is her finessing the system. Because you mean to tell me I still get the clout from wearing designer, but I don't gotta pay the full price? It's a win-win to me. But besides that though, I do have to give props to the rappers and influencers who have been in the game a little bit longer and are giving advice to people to not spend their last on designer and luxury and to just have the money.
How long you think your money gonna last if every day you step out, you got a $2,000-$3,000 outfit on? So you just putting your money in something to feel like you put. It's like we take the money. It's like, okay, we take our time, right, and our thought process to figure out how to make this money, right? No matter how you make this money, but you take your time, your effort, and you put forth an effort to make this money. Then you take this money, right, and give it to somebody. I'm gonna take the actual thing that I'm working for, the thing that could get me anything that I think I want, the money, the it. I take the money and I give it to somebody else in exchange for goods that say I got the money that I gave them.
This was 75,000 smackaroonies. Is this a good investment? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm telling y'all, it's definitely a waste of money, okay? I want y'all to know that all these rappers and all this other stuff, they literally buy it to persuade people like you that ain't got the money right now to look up to them because they got the chain. They ain't no better. They making dumb decisions, just like myself. This is definitely a dumbass decision. None of this matters. Just because I got a nice chain, got a nice watch, don't mean I'm no better than you. It's like a piece of clothing. It's a very expensive clothing. And to be honest, I don't wear half of this stuff, to be truthful. It's really a waste of money. I really don't buy new jewelry, yo. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm just getting old and smarter. I'm not getting broker, so it couldn't be on some saving shit, so I gotta be maturing. I traded in my bust down two-tone AP for this. I plan on trading this for a plain watch. I plan on trading this for a plain watch. We're only going plain watches in 2024 and up. We're grown. We want smart investments.
So look, at the end of the day, I can't tell you how to spend your money. But all I'm gonna say is be smart.
Come to understand that human beings will always be foolish people. That's just how they live their life. And guess what? Companies will still make money upon you, even though they pay less for the goods and they sell it to you for more. It's the foolish mind. It's just the understand like the visual is so important that it spikes your dopamine so you feel good, you know? And that's why you want to buy it and not question and see, okay, why am I spending my money on this? For what reason? I can barely pay rent. I can barely pay my car note. People don't think about stuff like that. People think about the now and look into now, and that's the problem with people. But again, you can't change them. That's just who they are. Foolish people, low-level people. Wish them the best. But that's the end of the video. Enough of me talking. Shout out to 40 Shams. That was a good video. Speak on it greatly. And peace and love. See you next.